Once you really understand this, it will change the way you see everyone and everything around you. Perception is projection. You don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. Now let that sink in. This concept absolutely blew my mind the first time I learned it. And it means this: you cannot perceive something in someone else unless it already lives in you, even if only a trace of it does. What triggers you reveals you, and what inspires you also reveals you. So let me bring this to life with a few real-world examples that all of us can relate to. I once worked with a manager who constantly accused his team of being incompetent. But the truth? He was deeply insecure about his own abilities. That accusation was a projection of his own self-doubt. Another one: have you ever met someone who's dishonest and always suspicious that others are lying? That's projection at play. Or maybe someone constantly accuses their partner of being unfaithful. It's often rooted in past trauma or insecurity or even potential for betrayal in themselves. You don't need X-ray glasses to read people. You just need to understand that every judgment is a reflection. And here's a personal story. So years ago, my wife had to stop driving temporarily because of some medication related to panic attacks. And for a while, she relied on me and our kids for rides. It was pretty inconvenient. But we made it work. And eventually, she healed and she got back behind the wheel. Now, during that time, a woman we knew started spreading a rumor within our friends that I was controlling, saying I never let my wife drive. In reality, I was actually begging her to start driving again. Now, the funny thing, over time, it became very clear that this woman was extremely controlling in her own relationships. Her projection wasn't about me. It was a mirror of her own unresolved stuff. Me and my wife still laugh about it today. But it taught me something powerful. People do not see you as you are. They see you as they are. Now, this is not all negative. It works the other way too. So if you're honest, you'll see integrity in others. If you're generous, you'll notice kindness everywhere. If you believe people are generally good, you'll meet a lot of good people. When I left corporate and stepped into teaching and entrepreneurship, I started seeing more purpose-driven people, more creators, more mentors. But the truth is, they were always there. I was finally becoming the kind of person who could actually see them. Now, here's a simple tool that I teach my clients all the time, and I even use it with my kids. Whenever you point one finger at someone, remember, there are two fingers pointing back at you. One of my teachers, Michael Stevenson, who I have a lot of respect for, had a rule for his kids. If they said one bad thing about someone, they had to say two good things too. Why? Because negativity poisons the speaker more than the subject. Now, let's talk about why this matters, right? And how it can help you heal and become a better person. So let's zoom out for a minute. The first thing that it can really help with is self-awareness. If someone triggers you, ask yourself, what part of me have I disowned that's being reflected back? Number two, it can really help with your personal power. When you realize your judgments are your projections, you take back control. You can rewrite the script. Number three, empathy and healing. Instead of reacting, you soften, you reflect, you grow. And that's where true healing begins. And the fourth thing that it can really help with is better relationships. When you stop projecting old pain, trauma, or stories onto others, you start seeing people clearly for who they are, not through the filter of your past. So, what's actually happening subconsciously in our mind? Your brain receives 2.3 million bits of information per second. But your conscious mind can only handle and process 126 bits. So what happens to the rest? Your subconscious mind filters it, deleting, distorting, and generalizing information based on your model of the world. And that model is basically shaped by your upbringing, your culture, trauma, beliefs, your values, past experiences. So If something hits a nerve, it's not about them. It's about what already lives inside you. So next time you catch yourself judging someone, just pause and ask, what does this say about me? And if you find yourself pointing the finger, remember those two fingers pointing back. Your subconscious mind is like a sponge. It's always listening, always recording. So protect it, be mindful of what you watch, who you surround yourself with, what conversations you tolerate, because your inner world creates your outer world. Perception, my friend, is projection. When you change the story inside, you change the world outside, and that's the power you hold. So stay curious, stay compassionate, and most importantly, stay awake to your own patterns. If this resonated with you, please share this with someone that you care about. And please, please, like and subscribe, because that is how you can really, really support me. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.